Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Johanna Gabriela. In this podcast about growth. I know growth sometimes can be uncomfortable, just like when your tooth is starting to grow. It can be very painful. And also, it's just like when you have to leave behind your old clothes, your favorite, because you grow, you gotta buy a new one. Actually, that's kind of exciting, right? For us to shopping, eat a good stuff, and you can really enjoy your food. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but at the end, it's all worth it. I really want to talk about how you show up to people when you're having a bad day. Sometimes when you got sick, you don't really want to talk with everyone because you're just trying to endure the pain. Sometimes you forgot your phone. When I moved here, I am in a very different environment when it comes to show up to work. Back then in Indonesia, as a journalist, we always have to be very professional because we meet a lot of people in highly position. We really have to lobbying for us to get the news. We really need to do networking in order for us to have a better finances. It would be better for us to have another opportunities outside by having a side job, which means we never show our personal issues to them. We never show that how bad day our day was because they won't care. They just want your professionalism, your friendliness, your energy, your enthusiasm. That's what we always do. Even though some of the time I can talk about my problems with my coworkers, which is my besties too, because we are journalists, we have to ask questions and we have to interact with people. That's just who we are before we on air. Because I really had a bad day, I feel like I really want to scream in a bathroom, but I can't. I have to control myself. Just really need to change all my expressions to smiling, like good morning everyone, welcome back to TV1 News. Pretty much like that. The public for sure doesn't care about what your personal issues, and of course our boss won't really appreciate that. Even though during the commercial break sometimes I just have tears in my eyes, but then after I have to on air again, I'm just gonna wipe it and going back as a professional person. Show must go on. I feel like I'm very performative person. The good thing is sometimes I forget that I have a problem. I just gonna focus with work, even though when I have to go back home, and at home I just gonna back to cry again and try to solve the problem and blah blah blah. Show up. Even though I really appreciate for the people having a bad day to still showing up at the office no matter what happened, even though sometimes it's also very human for you to just have emotions. Be sad when you're feeling sad, and you can also be mad when you're feeling mad. If it becomes a habit, every little thing that bothered you and you just gonna throw a tantrum to it anybody else. What I found here, the environment is totally different when you're not in performative environment, which kind of shocked me because I feel like sometimes when you express your sadness towards other people, or when you show up and you just share you're not in a good condition situations and consistently like that, which that would not change the problem itself, that's not good for your own life. Smiling would help you to have endorphins. That's just the data, the research, which is that would be good for ourselves. That's why sometimes I forget about my problem. I figured that if I'm still being sad, that would change anything and sometimes would make things even worse. Here's what I think. Think of people as the potential. Let's say that Elon Musk, the richest person in the whole world, he wants to do some investments to startups, and let's say you are the startups business. Are you gonna act like someone that having a bad day? Let's say you just really had a bad fight and I don't know, with whoever, maybe with your kids or with your partner or with your friends, would you show that and tell Elon Musk that? Would that be necessary? Do you think Elon Musk would invest his money out of his pocket towards you, who's not even have a deal with yourself? But I believe you just put that aside, just be professional and being friendly and show the good energy out of whatever happened to your life, which is suddenly also change your moods, because that's how it usually happens. Big potential that Elon Musk will invest his money towards you. But there is a highlight, not thinking people in a high positions by just being nice to them, but starts with thinking that everybody is the same. They're all highly full potential in our life, because it's life is not just about money, even though it's very important, but sometimes people's investment with their time for us is very important too. Sometimes when I have a good relationship with others, I'm not giving money but not charge me anything, which is that very beneficial for me, and that would just make my day. Or invest into you by their knowledge too, which very useful for your growth. Can be anything. It can be literally anything that we really didn't think of people as the potential. So show up no matter what happened and be professional. Show your smile, show your best attitudes, show your best energy no matter what happened in the whole world, the war, the inflations, or whatever it is. Maybe you need to pay your credit, no matter what it is. Show up as the best person ever, as that someone really want to invest $1 million to your life. That environment, I saw a lot of people are very successful because no matter what happened, they just really very crazy with work and very professional, which I even really like the way they work, and I really want to be like them, and they're very successful until now. And now I'm here, I'm still gonna bring that value. It's kind of shocked me to see people kind of different, but hopefully this would also inspire you to keep showing up and be the best version of yourself no matter what happened into your life, and smiling. Trust me, when you try to be your best and just show the good energy, your brain suddenly change that you kind of forget about what happened in your life. Doesn't mean you left your issues behind. It's just it means that you believe this will pass soon. Part of your growth. You'll figure it out. You'll see the miracle. You learn. You're happy. Enjoy your life by still with being professional without avoiding the problem that you already have. Still being responsible to it. You can still be very human. You can cry. You can ask your friend their time to help your problem or talk about it somewhere or do journaling, or the most important thing is to pray, exercise, to loving your pet, trying to connect with your best friends. Hopefully this would help you a lot for becoming a better version of yourself and for us to grow together. And let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys on my next podcast. Bye.